Hello everyone, and now welcome to game 2 in this 2-game set between Weiyi's Weiyi's Rexby and Apollo's Ball here on Daybreak. Apparently still fighting a little bit of a congestion cold, but hopefully this doesn't stop me on Father's Day. Yes, today is January 16th, 2013. This game was taken from Friday, January 14th, doing a little bit of catch up in the TESL. I want to thank you guys for watching this cast already. And those of you guys who support the TESL and watch it, thank you very much. Those of you guys who watched it and support me, hopefully a mature father gamer. Father of gaming, no, not quite, just a father gamer. Enjoying a little bit of StarCraft 2 and Heart of the Swarm here on Daybreak. Now this will be a TVZ, and the game in game 1, well, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. If you guys have not seen it, you can quickly check that the drone is making sure that there is no proxy barracks play over here, and that's become pretty standard. A lot of the times, a lot of players don't scout out this location here only to see a marine or a gateway, some sort of proxy play that really tends to shut things down. Now, the proxy play is not as strong as it once was back in Brood War, when Zerg players really didn't have that many options for range units early on. You can see that Rex giving a lot of respect to what Ball could have done, a proxy 2 racks here, and we'll see whether or not he goes for a proxy 2 racks or if he goes for some sort of other crazy strategy, and it looks like it's going to be the complete opposite of a proxy 2 racks, in that it is going to be a command center first. Ball playing very, very aggressively, economically speaking, going for a command center first here on Daybreak, and this should end up throwing off Rex's economic advantage. A lot of Zerg players in general really like to go for 3 bases on a map like this, but they're often very concerned about a proxy 2 barracks. By the time this Overlord does come inside and sit around and spot that there is a command center here, the spawning pool will already be placed down, and Rex will not be able to go for a third quick hatchery. You can see Rex has come in. He has in fact spotted the command center, looks to himself and thinks, okay, he's going for a command center. I know he's not going to be terribly aggressive early on in this game, and that means I have a bit of options. It will be quite some time. Quite some time before we see a factory or any of those Hellions come into play, and I think it's going to be mainly focusing on a lot of SCVs. You can take a look here, and what is Ball going to follow this up with? Ball may even end up placing a command center here in order to lift off and land at the 9 o'clock location while still training up more SCVs from the comfort of his own base. You can see that a factory will be placed down. There it is. There goes that factory. Reactor should be coming in momentarily from Ball once he does get enough gas. Meanwhile, if you take a look at what Rex is doing, Rex so far only on 2 bases, and this is a bit of a head scratcher for me. Most Zerg players know to respond with a quick third if their opponent goes for something as greedy as a command center first. Rex, by not doing this, may perhaps try to throw down a quick roach warren and then be aggressive with roaches. But the problem is that there is still no gas at this stage in the game. Double extractors finally being placed down. And if Rex goes for a quick roach warren now, he could potentially catch his opponent off guard, as Ball is very aggressive in the command center race. He is already placing down his third command center, and this is well before Rex has any plans for a third hatchery. Rex may decide to just rush in with a whole bunch of roaches, and then that's what I do in fact hope he is trying to do. 2-base roach push. The Hellions are not going to be effective at all, and the only thing that can really stop them would be Widow Mines. Widow Mines are extremely successful, but all you need to do now is, as a Zerg player, move out with Overlords and have those Widow Mines shoot at the Overlords first. Okay, let's see what the follow-up is going to be. You can see that Rex is placing down creep tumors. He is now going into his third base, but this is a little bit later than I would have liked. 37 drones. You can see that Ball is already going to have the economic advantage with a third orbital command. And any chance that Rex was hoping to get into a roach push that I mentioned earlier is pretty much going to fail now. He doesn't have enough units, and it looks like Rex was playing an economic game, especially with the 19 drone saturation here and 16 drone saturation here, while being behind on bases. This is not setting up very well for him at all, and we're going to see that Ball is going to just macro up and have a larger army in just a little bit. You can see that there is a 15 supply discrepancy here, but if you take a look at the army size, the army sizes are about the same. Let's take a look at production, and we finally see those roaches. However, the Hellions are going to come in here. The roaches are even late defensively, as the Hellions going to go in and now torch even more drones. Worker count 39 to 31, and Rex is really far behind here. Harvest total supply 54 to 65, but Ball knows that he has momentum on his side. He was the first to be aggressive, more units lost on the other side, and now Rex is just looking to push forward with these roaches, but too much time has elapsed. You can see that Widow Mines are already being trained up here. 2 Widow Mines up in the front right behind these bunkers is going to be more than enough. As you can see that the roaches are now trying to move in. Ball just needs a couple of split seconds here. Oh, doesn't even bother to position these Widow Mines. This is actually a little bit of a poor play there, as the Widow Mines didn't get off a shot. Are we going to perhaps see the supply depot lower to allow Widow Mines towards the front? That may be a key point, as we are going to be seeing perhaps Banelings as well. Okay, in comes the roaches again. SCVs are on auto repair. There's a Widow Mine hit, taking down a good number of Zerglings. And with the Marauder inside there with a range of 7, that is still just enough. A second bunker now being placed down. SCVs, I can't tell if they are on auto repair. Yes, they are on auto repair there, ready to get to work again. A second set of Widow Mines already in position. There are the Zerglings. The Banelings are getting stuck from behind, and you can see that perhaps the Banelings are just going to crash in here, and there you go. The roaches are now trying to push in. You can see some beautiful Widow Mine placement, and the SCVs should just repair this supply depot here, get this front door once again set up, and there's not much that these roaches can really do. They are just trading very inefficiently, and Ball just hunkering down, bunkering down, so to speak, or very literally, with these bunkers in position, and 6 Widow Mines. All right, 6 Widow Mines, count them. The very, very long cooldown is just completely offset by the fact that you have sheer numbers here, as the starport now going to be doing a little bit of swapping in order to perhaps get some medevacs. We are going to see the reactor now being built by that factory here. Ball now already looking to see what, looking to try and get some more medevacs into play, adding on more supply depots, making sure that those Banelings are inefficiently trading. But we now finally have Rex in a good economic position. Harvester count, actually no, I take it back, 48 to 55. No real drops that I could have seen from his point of view, so I'm not sure how we are keeping things even, as we're still blindly sweeping that front door. All right, we are now teching the tier 2. Rex does have a little bit of ways to go before he can perhaps try and crash in once more, but the longer you try and siege your opponent, the generally more ineffective it becomes, as Ball is now macroing up more units and has the supply advantage. Taking a look at his army. Army is slightly larger in terms of gas, slightly smaller in terms of minerals, but that is because there are medevacs and marines. Somehow, all of these units, the Zerglings, the Roaches, the Banelings, who could have sat here at the 9 o'clock position to prevent the expansion, decided to retreat all the way back to the Zelnaga Tower instead, and with that, gives his opponent an additional base to run on. A little bit of poor decision making here, as Ball now setting up on his third base with no 3 or 4 bases in sight just quite yet from Rex. Supply count 126 versus 124, but Ball, with the larger bank here, will be able to just get even more units in a short amount of time. And here we can also see a wall of supply depots being added, as the Marines, Marauders, are now making a move out. I will say Rex has very good map position. You can see that he has sight on over 60-70% of the map. He knows when his opponents are moving out, but he hasn't really used any of this information to his advantage at all. A lot of creep tumors here. It is going to force Ball to burn through a lot of scanner sweeps in order to push out into this location. You can see multiple creep tumors here. The Marine's going to go ahead and take them down. We are going into the drilling claws, glial reconstitution on those roaches just now, and baneling movement speed to try and catch up. A little bit of a flank from the far side. The Marines are pushing forward in order to clear out creep tumors, only to figure out that they can get attacked from the back as well. Here we go. This is going to be a bit of a flank, and is it going to be enough, as a lot of Marines falling from the Widow Mine hit? Overseer has to be very careful as it gets taken down. Zergling's going to try and clean this up, but the medevacs are there. They will go ahead and simply move through, as there is no Overseer nearby to keep track of all of these Widow Mines. All right, a new round of Widow Mines. Rex moving out with roaches. This is not looking good for him at all. Are they going to be able to take down these Widow Mines in true fashion? No, they are not, as another roach does bite the dust. Zerglings, oh, a handful of banelings could come into play, but the timing on them is looking pretty bad. Where are these banelings going to roll off to? Perhaps straight into battle. A little bit of a split. No, now they're going to simply try and roll away. I don't know if that's a good call. The banelings should have just tried to engage against all of these Marines and got the kills. Instead, they were rolling away from their target, and now Ball, with a massive 193 versus 140 supply advantage, should just be able to come in here and destroy this this middle expansion here, the natural, as we are going into 1-1 upgrades. 1-1 upgrades already completed for the Terran Bio. Level 1 armor upgrades for those Widow Mines, as the banelings now coming in from behind. A beautiful flank. Is that enough? There is still a 70 supply discrepancy. I don't believe so. I think that Rex really feels as though he's in a better situation than he is. All of these Marines and Marauders just following through, as Rex does give the GG. And yeah, Rex just poor decision making in the mid game. This is really what you're looking for when you're analyzing your replays. At any point in time, if you're studying a game and you notice that your opponent has a 60-70 ply advantage over you, that's not the time when you figure out, okay, what could I have done differently here? The hair that's broken, the camel's back, has already happened. You're pretty much in a do or die situation. You want to roll back to a situation where you have even supply. And what really happened in that battle was Ball kind of balked. He looked like he was like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna take my third base, but he took his third late, and then he was not aggressive with his roaches early enough, and because of that bad decision making, we saw how much of an advantage Apollo Ball had. Apollo able to macro up freely. He was able to defend very easily. And then once that attack failed, there was no macro advantage for Rex to really rely on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 2 in this set. Please watch Game 1 if you haven't. And I will see you guys on Battle.net.